All right, let's look at the homework 8, problem number 30. Right, says this: a publishing company sells 100,000 copies of certain books each year. It costs the company $1 to store each book for a year, and each time it must print additional copies, it costs the company $500 to set it up. Right, so we want to minimize the total of total storage and the setup cost. All right, so let's do that. All right, so we're gonna let x to be, so this is the number of setups per year, right? So let's come up with the cost function. So cost function c of x is going to be equal to, all right, so the setup cost would be, it costs $500 each time, and we do x setups. So it's going to be, setup cost would be 500x. Right, so that would be the setup cost. And the storage cost is going to be, so each time we're going to have to produce, so let's see, so 100,000. All right, so 100,000 divided by x would be the number of copies it produces per setup. Right, on the average, you're going to store the half of it, right? So it's going to be, I'm going to actually divide by 2, so maybe I'll just put 2 there, right? Then we can actually cancel out the 2's, and instead of 100,000, I'm going to put 50,000 on top, right? So this is the total cost, right? So we want to minimize this function here. All right, so let's take the derivative of c prime of x is going to be equal to, all right, so you have 500. All right, this is actually, we need to rewrite it. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this guy as 500x, right, plus 50,000 x to the negative 1, right? So we're going to put, it's going to be negative 50,000, right, x to the negative 2, right? So this is going to be, first I'm going to pull out the 500, right? So it's going to be 1 minus, if you pull out the 500, you're going to have 100 left over, and over x squared, right? So this is going to be 500 in front, and then I'm going to take the common denominator, which is x squared. So you have x squared, let's see, minus 100, right? Then we can just factor out the top, so 500 here, and we have x plus 10 times quantity x minus 10 over x squared. So we set that equal to 0, so we found the critical numbers. X is going to be equal to negative 10 and then positive 10, right? So we're not going to really talk about the negative 10 because it's a number of setups, so the only reasonable one is 10, right? Let's make sure that this will give us the minimum cost, right? So we look at, let's see, number line here, all right? And then start from, say, 0 setup. 0 setup shouldn't be there because we have to make something, right? So here, at least you have to do once. And here, x. All right, so 10 is the critical number, right? So let's look at the sign of the c prime at anything less than 10. So I'll just try 1. All right, so if you plug in 1, you can see that it's a negative, right? If you plug in anything bigger than 10, I'll try 11. So 11 squared minus 100 is positive, all right? So the cost function c is decreasing between 0 and 10, and after 10 it's increasing, right? So we know that at this point we're gonna have a minimum there, right? So we want the X setups, and let's see, what was the question they're asking? Should we produce? Okay, so we have 10 setups per year. So you have a 100,000 divided by 10 is going to be, so each setup you're going to produce 10,000 copies. All right, so let's type it in. 10,000. All right, check the answer. Yep. Oh, internet connection. And hold on a sec. Let's see, hopefully. All right, let me fix that. All right, let's check the answer again. All right, we got that. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.